Hi, it's Dwyer, wealthspin.blogspot.com. Here with some follow-up comments to an earlier video that's up on YouTube on does quantitative easing work? And in that video, I pointed out that Keynesianism has had some problems of late and got a lot of feedback from people with backgrounds in economics. Let's continue the dialogue. Okay, let me address some specific points. Okay, I mentioned the Eurozone in the earlier email and pointed out that Europe has had a long tradition, quite frankly, of following the teachings of John Maynard Keynes. I also mentioned Japan as having a history with Keynes, and that, of course, Keynesianism had led to debt levels that were dampening the economies. In response, I received some comments, and the real action in these videos is in the comment section. I received some comments challenging the idea that the Eurozone had followed Keynesianism. I know that the Eurozone today is talking a big game about austerity. Well, there's no question that Japan has followed a Keynesian economic policy, right? They've had stimulus package after stimulus package. How's that worked out? Right? How much more money is going to be poured on this kind of centrally planned economic stimulus that time in and again has shown not to work? I would encourage everyone watching this video to take a look at Japanese economic performance over the last 25 years. It is an eye-opener. Japan right now is flooded with zombie banks, right? The stimulus, even in a country of high savers, hasn't done much, right? And so my point is simply, when you start tinkering with free market economics, often the result is less than optimal, and I believe that Japan would be a classic example. As you look at Japanese economic performance, just ask yourself whether or not we in the United States should be following that blueprint. There was an interesting comment as well from a viewer that we needed to have policies to flood the market with capital here in the United States because we needed to dampen interest rates as a debtor nation, right? That, we really can't have high debt financing costs because it would further cripple the economy. Just understand that the reason we're in this position is because we're a debtor nation. Maybe a higher priority needs to be placed on cutting the debt and not incurring the debt, as opposed to having a situation where the current administration, and I voted for Obama in 2008, has presided over the three biggest deficits in American history, right? And so my point to you is, unfortunately, we're continuing to plunge ourselves deeper into debt. Understand that 40%, at least 40%, of every federal dollar spent is financed, right? And so, really, we're in this predicament because of overspending. That's the first point. The second point is, of course, if you dampen interest rates, you're punishing savers. It's really a distribution from savers to non-savers. Let me go one step further. You're encouraging overconsumption by lowering the price of money. And that's exactly the kind of thing that created the real estate bubble and other problems, right? We want greater savings now. We want less consumption. We really do need to move toward more of a balanced budget. Understand that interest rate is a valuable piece of information for economic actors, right? They act according to that interest rate. That interest rate should tell you things about the price of capital. When you artificially keep that interest rate low, it creates problems. It creates further distortions that further hurt the economy. And so let's think this through. Is it possible that the central planners, that the elites really do more harm when they try to micromanage the economy than they would if they actually let price levels go to their natural equilibrium points? Right? Wouldn't naturally set, market set price levels actually provide economic actors with the most accurate information about market conditions? Isn't the real reason why we're distorting things, isn't that real reason to hide actual market conditions? And is that a good thing? Let me hear from you. Let's continue the dialogue. I know it's a bit wonkish, but I think it's an important dialogue, and I think the net, quite frankly, needs more people, including my viewers, making their own videos so we can lift the level of dialogue on economics here in the United States and internationally online. Okay, let's get outside of the media narrative. Let's get outside of a world where we're sitting around watching our government spend money on an unprecedented level, right? The United States, just so we're clear, already has more per capita debt than Greece, right? And my point to you is we really need to speak out on this. I'm trying to encourage that dialogue. Visit us here online. Leave your comments here. Also visit us at wealthspin.blogspot.com and keepingitfree.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.